Hello, and welcome to Leadership Development Skills. I'm your Professor John Harvey, and this week you are working on Chapter 4 in the text. So if you're getting lost, we're kind of going sequentially. It should be fairly straightforward. You did 3 last week, you're on 4 this week. But what I really want to talk about is the interview. So some of you have noticed that in the syllabus. It's coming up. Now is the time to start scheduling your interview. And you might be saying, what interview? What are we talking about? So you have a paper due in a couple weeks. And what I'm looking for is you to go interview somebody and talk to them about leadership. Now, there's a couple things here. So in terms of leadership, what I would like you to do, I have 3 things that I look at. 1, networking. 2, connection to the book. And 3, formatting. So let's take them in reverse order. Formatting. I expect a good paper. I expect it to be probably 2 to 3 pages. I expect all the formatting to be there, nothing weird, double spaced and just kind of your standard paper stuff. So that's what I'd expect. Connection to the book. What I mean by that is we've covered at least 4 chapters, probably 5 by the time you get to this. And we've talked about a lot of concepts in leadership and a lot of things in there. So I would be looking for you to tie some of those things in with your interview. Now, a lot of times when you interview somebody, they like to talk about their business and what they've done, and all that's great. That's definitely a part of it. But what I'd like you to do is take each of the chapters, take some of the sections out of the chapters, and derive some questions from that. So, how is your leadership style? How do you manage stress? I mean, we were just talking about stress last week, right? So that's a very straightforward question. As a leader, what do you do to, deal with your stress? And what do you do to try and alleviate stress for your employees? These are, kind of questions that come out of the discussion board, that come out of the chapters. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to see you tie the book material to the interview by asking questions that are, kind of connect those things. Now, I would fully expect that you're going to end up writing all about this person and how they got to the position they're in, and I get all that. That's fine. But what I'd say is I'm also looking to see that connection to the book. Now, the first thing I brought up was networking. So I don't want you to go interview your dad or your brother or some, relative. I want you to reach out to a company that you'd like to work for. So if you're not sure what that is, then pick an industry that you're interested in. Go through the, do a Google search for a location that's near you and figure out a company that you could go interview. And then just reach out to them, say, I'm in this college class and I have to do an interview. Can I speak to someone in leadership, about leadership, right? Now, my little take on this is that networking is the golden key to your education. The more you can do your networking and figure this out early, the better off you are, not only in classes, but also for the real world. So it used to be that students could go through and get a college degree, and because that was so rare, not everyone got a college degree, that really made them stand out, and people would say, oh, okay, this person's clearly got some skills, I want to hire them. So getting a college degree was kind of tied to getting a good job. Right now there's so many people that get college degrees that really doesn't make you stand out. What does make you stand out is your ability to network and connect with people. So now what you need to do is you need to make the work that you're doing in school connect with the work that you're doing in real life. So in this situation, it's about networking. I want you to reach out to somebody that you'd want to work for, somebody that or some company that you've always wanted to work for, and interview them. Now this does a couple of things. One, this gets you connected to them so that if there is a position that comes available, and your name shows up on a resume or a search or something like that, they'll make that connection and go, oh yeah, I actually know this person, versus having no connection at all. So it's a great way for you to get your foot in the door. Second of all, it allows you to also kind of talk about who you are and let them know a little bit about you. So it's kind of a quick way to get an easy interview. And third, it allows you to also just take the text material and see it in real life. When people talk about stress and you're a leader in a Fortune 500 company, how you handle stress, that's a very different question than if I go ask my dad, hey dad, I know you get stressed. What does that mean to you? Like that's not the same thing. That's not what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so networking, very important. It's a great skill to have. It's really going to help you. And you're going to find that in your classes, the more you can connect the real world work to what you're doing in school, the better you're going to learn and the more connections you're going to make. Now, this is not a guarantee by any stretch, but I've had many students follow my process by going out and reaching out to a company they've always wanted to work for. And I've had students by the end of the semester get job offers because they were so fascinated by the person that they were interviewing, and the person interviewing or being interviewed was recognizing what kind of quality student you were, or that person was. And I've just seen it over and over where they'll get job offers. Something will come available. Sometimes they'll make a job available. It just depends on you and that person and making that connection. But that doesn't happen unless you network. So this is part of your grade, is that I'm looking to see that you reach out and network for this interview. So this week you should be looking to try and schedule that interview, and then next week, you probably get that interview done and then start writing it up. All right, last thing I wanted to give out was a discussion board award. And this week I'm going to give the discussion board the Renovation Award. So the Renovation Award goes to Bailey. So Bailey was really taking it to heart about Shoshone and realizing that what you could do to try and make a city better and grow, and through the economy and through the work that you put into that. That's a perfect example of leadership, right? Seeing a real need in a community and then trying to figure out how to do that, right? So good leaders are looking to the future and trying to figure that out. So Renovation Award, good job, Bailey. Well done. All right, guys, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.